So, hi guys. Thank you for listening to Strangely Sane. I'm your host, Tawny Marilyn. Thank you for joining me today. I am a girl who was so used to toxic relationships. Your girl was so avoidant and so toxic in herself that all she would do is look for these toxic ass people. Because I was toxic, I was very avoidant, and avoidant people shouldn't be responsible for picking relationships because sometimes it seems like you're not with the person that you need to be with, you're with the person that won't go away. And sometimes those aren't the best relationships. I could argue that they are the worst relationships. So, I will tell you some of the things that I have learned since being out of that toxic relationship, or those toxic relationships have that. The number one thing I have learned is follow my intuition, listen to myself. The one thing that I can tell you about every toxic relationship that I have ever been in, I knew they wouldn't last. I knew they weren't sustainable, and I knew I should have left. And a lot of times I left very early on, but then I changed my mind for whatever reason. And that taught me that, hey, Tawny, you can avoid some things if you just decide to, I don't know, not do it. Like, you don't have to go down every dark road to know that dangerous shit happens on dark roads. So I learned how to just listen to myself. If I don't like something, I say, hey, I don't like this. And of course, I'll tell my partner, hey, I don't like this. What can we do? But it comes to a point where it doesn't matter what you say, you have to start looking at the actions behind it and asking yourself, is this something that I can deal with? Is this something that I really, really want for my life? Is this something that works for me and really follow that gut instinct? Things don't get better. And it's a terrible mindset to have in a relationship, but I truly believe if things are hard and tough and awful in the very beginning, then the likelihood of that relationship being tough and awful don't lower as the relationship goes on. If this person isn't thoughtful of you in the very beginning, please don't have the gall to think that it's going to get better. They've already shown you that they don't care. And in the beginning is the peak time to show that you're obsessed. It's the peak time to have fun with it. It's the peak time to pour yourself in it because it's low stakes. And if they won't even buy your meal, it's going to be hard to make them thoughtful. You can't make a person thoughtful. Either they are thoughtful or they're not thoughtful. And so I had to really listen to myself, listen to my intuition, and listen to what was truly important to me. It's so easy to get into this place where you're looking at other people and what they want for them, for their self and for their life, and to say, oh no, you shouldn't want that, you should want this. So another thing I realized is learn what is important. What is important to me? What matters to me? Because you can buy me a freaking Mercedes Benz, all the Louis, all the Fendi, all the Prada, all the whoever, and there's still going to be something missing for me in that relationship because that's not what I want. Are you going to listen to me when I'm talking batshit crazy? Are you going to be there for me when I have these big dreams that I can hardly put a lid on? Are you going to be able to withstand all my quirks and all my things? Can we go on trips? I love a good trip. Can we do something fun and creative together? I've learned that I enjoy playing video games. And I remember in the past, me playing video games was problematic. Oh, I remember I love to dance. And I remember going to clubs being like, yes, I just came here for the music, I just want to dance. And somebody, the person that I was dating, said, no, you're going there to meet people. No, you're going there to meet people because me, I just came to dance. My new partner encourages me to dance. And so it's important for me to be with somebody that's encouraging. And that's not always easy to find because, yes, I want you to go to great heights and do great things, but if you go to those great heights and you do those great things, where do I fit? Are you more important than me? Are you better than me? So it is important for me to have someone that encourages me to go as far and high as I can because it's only beneficial. I have a very generous heart. If I have it, you have it. I mean, that's a low-key secret though. I know I'm telling you guys, but keep that secret to yourselves. I'm locked down tight, you guys. Another thing that's become important to me is communicating. I know I said earlier that I wasn't an avoidant thing. And baby, I was avoidant. Like, I don't want to have those conversations. We can break up. Don't even worry about it. Those conversations suck. And I don't want no parts. I don't want no parts of this. Get me out of this conversation. It has nothing to do with me. I've realized how important it is to communicate. And yes, communicate what it is you're trying to do, what it is you want to do, but also communicating the hard things. I don't like when you said that, it made me feel like this. It's saying, I didn't like it when you did that. It's not just about communication, it's also about conflict resolution. Can we communicate in a way that is set to resolve the conflict rather than exacerbate it? Because it's very easy, especially in toxic relationships, to just get in this place where I don't want to hear where I'm doing wrong. And I'm not going to fix it either because, yeah, I did that dumb shit, but I only did that dumb shit because you did that other dumb shit the other day. And that doesn't help the problem. And so being able to resolve conflict is something that is really important. And do you want to know how I learned how to do that? I'm about to put y'all on. What are those rooms called? Escape rooms. Take your date to an escape room. It is going to open your mind to how you communicate with people and how people communicate with you. Oh my goodness, it changes the game. Do they listen to you? Do they value your opinion? Do they value what's important to you? How do you communicate with each other when the pressure is on? What mannerisms do they have towards you? Are they encouraging? Are they problematic? Do they just ignore your very existence because they have all the answers? Because you are valuable, and I do want you to know that you add something to the team. So that escape room is very early on because you don't know each other. Honestly, if you don't know each other and the conflict resolution is horrible, if y'all can't solve problems together early on, and don't get me wrong, you do have to build up trust and everything, but if there's not some sense of respect, yes, you can earn somebody's respect, but also, why should you have to? I'm about to let my first time meeting you be me earning your respect. Fuck that. Or not even first time, but early on, I'm not trying to earn your respect. You gave me a chance. You should respect me anyways. I gave you a chance. You should respect me anyways. Hello. That's like a non-negotiable. And escape rooms shows you early on what their initial assumption of you is. But yeah, I learned to communicate my needs, communicate my fears, communicate. All we do is communicate. Oh, I had to learn how to say no. Say no to everything I don't want. No, I don't want to sleep with you. No, I don't want to kiss you. No, I don't want to give you my number. No, I don't want to ever see you again. No, I'm not going to your house. No, I don't want to do that. I think as women, we have this inner thing in us that makes us want to please. It makes us very accepting of bullshit. Like, no, I don't want that actually. Thank you. Thank you for asking me if I wanted that. No, I don't want that. No. Do you want somebody that makes you feel like an afterthought? No. I'll leave you there. Do you want somebody that ignores your texts? No, I don't. Matter of fact, all right, bye. You want somebody that's going to stand you up? No, don't give them another chance. You want somebody who talks over you? No, you don't. Is that what you want to spend your life with? No. Do you want somebody that only talks about themselves and never considers you? No, you don't. So listen to that. I had to learn how to say no before I could ever say yes. I didn't trust my yeses. I didn't trust me to say no, so I didn't trust my yeses either. You see how that is? Yes, yes, yes. No. I didn't trust that I would say yes to the right things because I was so used to saying yes to all the wrong things. I was so used to saying yes just to be picked, just to be chosen, not even paying attention if I wanted to be chosen by that. I just wanted to be chosen and pick me vibes. And after going through toxic relationship after toxic relationship, it was like, you know what? I don't think I'm the biggest problem, but I'm definitely adding to it. Otherwise, it wouldn't find me twice. Toxic relationships help me get to know myself better. Oh my goodness. And it wasn't the toxic relationship, so to speak. It was getting out of the toxic relationship and having to figure out who I was. Because I could have dated and gone out and met up with people immediately. I could have, but I didn't want to. Well, I did. I did in the very beginning. I was in the whole, let me just see what's out there. I wasn't ready. I was not ready for what them people had for me out there in these streets. I was not ready. I had to be active in not picking somebody. Because I just did not want the same thing over and over and over again. I just was not with that shit. So I spent time alone. And in spending that time alone, I got to know what was important to me. I got to get to know myself a lot better. I started looking at the decisions I was making and looking at my parents and seeing if they put anything in me that would have me be in those situations, like how I grew up, for me to feel like that was okay. Really just look at who I was bringing into relationships. And what I realized is I was super avoidant. Yeah, I was going to run away, but I was leaving. The problem was still going to be there when I got back because I was coming back because I wasn't done yet. It showed me a girl who didn't love herself that much because the signs were always there. I was just ignoring them because I didn't trust myself. So I had to learn how to trust myself. I had to learn, like I said before, what my no's were. And it just showed me a new version of myself. So take that time, be single, take an art class, go do yoga, do a pole class, go to the club, go to the park, go to the library, write a book, buy a telescope. Do all the things that is gonna light your soul on fire, because as women we kind of just pour ourselves into those relationships, and the goal is to feel full. The goal is to love what you've created in your life. I learned that I love to create. I love to create. I like to write. I like to paint. I like to dance. I like to talk to you guys. I like the creative process. I love the creative process. It's so cathartic. And it just allows you to get everything out in whatever method you choose. And I just I love creating. I've realized that I am a creator. I realized that I'm a healer. Well, I've always known I was a healer, but I did realize I was a creator. And that is an amazing thing because I was getting into these relationships with other creators because I wanted to see what that was and I wanted to be a part of it. And I didn't know how to be a part of it rather than make it romantic. But those weren't my romantic partners, those were people that inspired me. And I took the inspiration and I took the awe a little bit further than it needed to be taken. Because I can believe in you creatively and I can see something in you, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm supposed to be with you. And I just wanted to bottle up their creative talent. And did I? No, I didn't bottle up their creative talent, but there was something in me that I needed to nurture that I saw that they were already doing. And I wanted to be part of that. And so finding my own creativity is like filling a cup and filling a well that I don't have to because I've already filled it up myself. Now I pass by so many creatives and I'm just in awe of them and I'm in awe of their work, but I don't want to be with them. This is beautiful. You've created something beautiful. You're so talented. I believe in you so much, but I don't want to be with you because I have the creative part in me. That little part is filled up. And getting to that place where you are full on your own is remarkable and amazing because now you have all the cards in your hand where you can say no. No, I already have that. I don't need that. No, I'm not going to tolerate your nonsense because I already have that in me. I already have that good thing. I don't need money from you, so I don't have to stay with you because I have my own money. I don't need to see you create because I'm creating myself. Making sure my own cup was full was so important and it has changed my life. I love that my cup is full. It has sincerely changed my life. I think being single teaches you how powerful you are, how remarkable you are, how amazing you are, how everybody you go on a date with, everybody you meet up with, will see a part of you and want to take pieces of it because you get to live authentically. You get to live in a place where nobody can tell you what to do, when to do it, how to do it. So you just do it. Because what is the other option? When you're in a relationship, you have to be considerate of what it is they want, how that will affect your life, how that will affect their life, and how that will affect y'all's life together. And it's a lot more difficult, but when you're alone, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hold on to it. Hold on to it for as long as possible. As long as reasonable. Like when that super amazing person comes along, be willing to accept it. Be open to accepting it. Because, man, oh man, when you get to be picky, you get to be picky. Don't miss out on a connection because sometimes you will be connected to people and that's scary in itself and it makes you run away because that's freaking scary. I've been there. I've done that. And when I did, I went running back. So, see ya. Now she running back. Anyways, so yeah. Value the connections that you have. The connections, not the networking, not the we'll see, but when you talk to them, you feel like you are on your own wavelength. Trust yourself. Trust yourself when you say it's not working. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. Validate yourself. I learned how to validate myself. You know, when you're in these relationships and they're not quite working out, situationships, whatever, and you start venting to your friends, I think once you start venting to your friends about how much this person gets on your nerves and all the things that they do, that is the time to evaluate what's going on, because you're looking outside of yourself for validation and you know what you want. You're just looking for somebody to confirm something that you already know. So trust yourself. Matter of fact, I've gotten to the point where I don't ask for relationship advice at all. I don't go to anybody and talk about my partner because I trust myself. If I feel like something is off, I trust myself with that. Oh, this feels off. If I feel like I don't like the way something is, I do not talk about my partner behind their back. I talk to my partner because that's what's going to solve it. My friends, my sisters, they're not going to do anything except go from what their own assumption is. And sometimes their own assumption is just as bad as yours, because why? You come from the same background, you have the same thoughts. It's better to go back to your partner. I learned to validate where I'm at. If something feels icky, okay, it feels icky. But if something feels good, I go along with it, because sometimes you can feel like something feels good and the people that love you will be like, oh, that's all? Well, it's not a big deal to you, but it's so important to me. And don't downplay my baby, because I'm so happy. And I think going to others for validation can make you feel too good or too bad about the situation. And it needs to be between you and your partner. It does. It does. I think once you're looking for reasons to stay or looking for reasons to go, and you go and you talk to your friends and your family, it's time to evaluate. So I learned how to validate myself, validate how I feel. Yes, I do feel like that, and I own it, and now I can respond. Now I can respond to the situation at hand. But I'm just going to get more and more of my feelings, and it's going to be worse and worse and worse and worse and worse if I keep talking about it, if I keep going over it in my head without talking to my partner. It could be completely innocent on my partner's side, but I've already hyped it up to myself, my brain, my nervous system, and also my family and friends and their nervous systems. So I learned to trust myself. I keep saying that. I learned to trust myself. I learned to trust myself because it's so big. I think once you learn to trust yourself, trust your yeses and trust your nos, you are unstoppable. You're already powerful, but my gosh, unstoppable. I I'm I'm already taken. I found my person. It hasn't been very long, but at this juncture, this is my person. And it's given me this profound sense of, oh my goodness, I did dating right. I did it right. I trusted myself. I trusted myself. I loved myself. I soothed myself when I didn't know if I was ever gonna find anybody, if anybody was ever gonna like me ever again. I said, you know what? I like you. I think you're cool. Let's do something. Let's do something amazing. Obviously, we need to laugh more. Obviously, we need to dance more. Obviously, we need to go exercise. Obviously, we need to paint. Obviously, we need to meditate. Obviously, we need to write, because why would I be feeling any type of way about not having somebody when I have me? And don't get me wrong, I know everybody really wants to partner up and really wants to be with someone and really wants to find their human. But releasing that control over finding that perfect person for you is like bliss. It's like, oh my gosh, I just don't have it. I don't have it in me to hold up any of the rules. I don't have it in me to just do this anymore. And do you want to know what happened when I surrendered? because I had to surrender. My baby flowed right to me. It was like, do you want to come over and come to game night? Yes, I do. And it was an instant gut feeling, and I trusted myself with it. I trusted my yes, and I got my partner. So trust yourself, trust your yes, trust your no. Follow your intuition, follow those pings, follow them down the yellow brick road. Know your truth. Communicate openly. Validate yourself, validate your own experience. Enjoy life to the freaking fullest. If you're really sad, learn how you can laugh more. You just got done crying, those tears are valid. Sometimes it sucks to be alone. Sometimes it really does suck to be alone. But that just means you haven't found your reason to smile. You haven't found your reason to laugh. And I promise you, you do not want another person to be the sole reason you smile or laugh. Because then they'll be the sole reason that you cry. When they can't offer you any more laughters anymore. When they can't offer you any more smiles anymore. So find your own joy. Find your own joy. How can they make you happy if you haven't even proven that you can be a happy person? Find your happiness. Find your joy. Find your resilience to loving life. That is the trick to being single, is to find a way to enjoy every last drop of it. Because when you and your person come together, it's going to change. So enjoy this stage for as long as possible, because it is beautiful. Let it be something that you look back and you're fond of. You look back and you realize that you found your power. And you own it. I love you. I love you and good night. It's 1:30 in the morning. Good night. Thank you for joining me on Strangely Sane. I hope that you enjoy your single stage. It is beautiful. It is a wonderful time to heal from those toxic relationships, and it is a wonderful time to build yourself back up again. It is a wonderful time to trust yourself, trust your judgment, and know that you are not going to do anything or choose anyone that would bring any harm to you. Choose yourself so that you may enjoy the best and the most beautiful life has to offer you. You are worthy of that, I promise. See you next time.